improving my quality of life. There's a phrase I've heard, I wish I had $1 for every time I heard it, for people suffering in chronic pain when they see their doctor. Fix my pain, please. Well, if it were that easy, then the numbers of people living in chronic pain would be decreasing. We know that's not the trend, but the opposite is true. What do I mean here? Well, following your doctor's orders sometimes is not enough. And I know after I said that, some of you may just be like, whoa, I can't believe what Steve just said, but it's true. And I'm going to break that down a little bit for you. And what I mean is understanding and questioning the chronic pain treatment options with your doctor is vital. It creates that empowerment that you must have to manage your chronic pain. You see, chronic pain is different than many other forms of pain. And let me give you a couple examples here. The unfortunate heart attack patient who is under a cardiologist's care. That patient is going to give themselves, so to speak, to the cardiologist in the form of listening to what their cardiologist is prescribing, what the patient needs to do to be moved from a patient with pain, debilitating, maybe limited function, and trying to improve and get their life back. Another type of pain patient may be that of a cancer patient who must give themselves to their oncologist, following exactly what their oncologist is prescribing to give the best odds to beat the disease and improve their life. Makes perfect sense. In most cases, we hear that with these kinds of heart attack patients, cancer patients, and the type of patients go on, that over time there's improvement, there's recovery, there's a return to their lives. Of course, we understand that there's always going to be those that are hit with setbacks and disappointments. But as a whole, these patients improve over time. But, and this is a big but here, chronic pain is an anomaly. As advances in medical understanding, technology, and procedures increase, patient successful outcomes decrease. I'll say that again. With everything modern medicine has to offer, all our advances in interventions like surgeries and diagnostic testing, all the advances with opioid medication, we still have more and more people living in chronic pain. Something is not working. It's clear and it's evident. So the thought here is chronic pain patients, we no longer can just give ourselves to our pain doctor and say, fix me, please. We as chronic pain patients must take charge of our chronic pain. We have to take the initiative to understand the chronic pain, and we have to be that partner with our doctor to understand and agree that the long-term strategies, the solutions that are being offered are the best ones for us. I know this is a big topic. Sometimes it's hard to wrap your arms around. But I'm going to encourage you to listen to this podcast again if you're someone who's struggling with chronic pain, who may be frustrated because you've tried a number of different things and you're worse. Your pain is no better. Or you're just unfortunately starting out with a pain that is just not going away. mypainweb.com has a lot of information, especially for those of you who are suffering from back pain as a result of an injury or a disc problem that has been my particular problem. I've put a lot of information that's specialized for you. But for those of us that have pain beyond back issues, you're going to find a lot of resources on mypainweb.com to help you work through this important topic of expecting controversy and contradiction as it relates to chronic pain. I would love to answer, because I'm sure many of you have some specific questions or comments. So please feel free to send those along to me. You can send those to help@mypainweb.com. You can also post your comment on mypainweb Facebook or Twitter @mypainweb.com. I really enjoyed this particular podcast. I hope you did too. I want to just stress the fact that without question, you can find some quality of life that will exist with your chronic pain. I look forward to our future podcasts, and I appreciate your time listening. Talk to you real soon. Thank you.